Every morning, just as the sun peeks over the tiled roofs of Okinawa, I begin my day with a simple routine, gentle stretches in my garden, the scent of jasmine in the air, and then a warm breakfast of miso soup, steamed barley, and soft tofu. At 82, I still walk steadily, sleep deeply, and feel light in both body and mind. You might wonder why. The secret lies in a simple phrase I've lived by all my life, hara hachi bu. It means, eat until you're 80% full. Passed down from my grandmother, this rule taught me not only how to eat, but how to live with balance, restraint, and gratitude. And now, science agrees. Studies on Okinawan elders show that this small habit helps us stay lean, prevent disease, and even preserve muscle well into our later years. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching this from, and what time is it for you right now? Please let me know in the comments below. I truly look forward to reading them. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. When I was a child in Okinawa, our meals were quiet, almost sacred moments. We sat on the tatami floor, our legs folded beneath us, bowls in hand. The food was never extravagant, steamed sweet potatoes, miso soup with seaweed pickled vegetables, but it was enough. And no matter how delicious the food was, my grandmother would always say the same words before the final bite, hara hachi bu. It means, eat until you are 80% full. She would look me in the eye and say gently, if you want one more bite, that means you've had enough. As a child, I didn't fully understand. Why not finish what's on the plate? But over time, I began to feel the wisdom in her words. I noticed how we always left the table with energy, not heaviness. How my grandfather, even in his 70s, would go out to tend the garden after lunch. No naps, no stomach aches, just calm strength. Hara hachi bu is more than just portion control. It's a way of being. It teaches us to listen to our bodies, to our hunger, to the moment we feel just full enough. It's the opposite of indulgence. It's quiet, humble, and deeply respectful. In our home, food wasn't for escape or entertainment. It was for nourishment, for connection, and for health. As I grew older and visited other countries, especially America, I noticed a very different approach to eating. Meals were bigger, faster, louder. Plates were stacked high. Seconds, thirds, desserts, eating to the point of discomfort seemed normal. And what followed, fatigue, weight gain, and over time, a quiet loss of vitality. It made me appreciate hara hachi bu even more. My grandmother didn't go to school. She didn't read nutrition labels. But she knew through tradition and observation what science has only recently confirmed, that eating less, just a little less, can help us live longer, feel better, and stay stronger. Modern studies now show that Okinawans who practice hara hachi bu daily have some of the lowest rates of age-related diseases in the world. They live longer with fewer cases of heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. And crucially for us seniors, they retain more muscle mass and mobility into their 80s and 90s. That's not magic. It's habit. It's culture. It's small daily choices like stopping before the plate is empty. Even now, I follow the same practice. When I prepare my meals, I serve myself a little less than I think I want. I eat slowly with gratitude. I pause halfway through to check in with my body, and when I sense I'm at 80%, I stop. Not because I'm full, but because I want to stay light, strong, and clear. My grandmother's words echo in my mind every day. They've helped me stay grounded, healthy, and independent well into my 80s. Hara hachi bu isn't a diet. It's a quiet promise to take care of this one body we've been given and not to take more than we need. Why eating until 80%? Full helps preserve muscle after 60. In my younger days, I didn't think much about muscles. I cared about walking, working, and living without pain. But after turning 60, something changed. I began to notice small things. My legs tired more quickly. My arms felt weaker. Even my balance became less steady. Many of my friends in Okinawa experienced the same. But those who still followed Hara Hachibu seemed to age differently. They moved with ease, stood tall, and rarely complained of aches. The more I learned, the more I understood muscle loss after 60 is not just about aging. It's deeply connected to how we eat. In America, many seniors are told to eat more protein or build muscle through diet. And yes, protein is important. But what often gets overlooked is how much we eat and when we stop. You see, in the US, eating to fullness or beyond is normal. Big breakfasts, hearty lunches, dinners that end with dessert and snacks afterward. The body spends hours processing this excess, and instead of using energy to repair and protect muscles, it stores fat and struggles with inflammation. Overeating, especially foods high in sugar and fat, causes blood sugar spikes and insulin resistance. These shifts reduce the body's ability to absorb amino acids, which are essential for rebuilding muscle. That's why many older adults gain weight but still lose strength. The body holds onto fat while letting muscle waste away. Now compare that with the Okinawan approach. By stopping at 80% full, we give the body space to rest, digest, and focus on repair. Blood sugar stays stable. Hormones stay balanced. In this environment, the body is more efficient at preserving muscle and preventing chronic disease. Some researchers describe this as mild caloric restriction, and it has been linked to better mitochondrial function, lower inflammation, and improved muscle maintenance. It's not starvation, it's precision. A kind of gentle discipline that supports health from the inside out. I once read a study from Japan that followed elderly participants for 10 years. Those who practiced moderate eating habits, not dieting, just stopping at satisfaction, maintained significantly more lean muscle than those who ate until stuffed. Their bodies were lighter but stronger. And here's something I've learned personally. When I overeat, I feel heavy and sluggish. My joints ache. I sleep poorly. The next morning, I don't want to move. But when I stop at 80%, I wake up light, my legs feel steady, and I walk farther without fatigue. Hara Hachibu doesn't mean eating less food forever. It means eating enough, just enough to nourish, not to overload. And when we nourish, instead of overwhelm, our muscles respond with gratitude. The body, especially after 60, is not asking for more, it's asking for balance. So the next time you eat, pause. Ask yourself, do I feel satisfied? Can I still breathe deeply, stand tall, and move freely? That's usually 80%. That's usually enough. And that simple pause day after day may be the difference between slowly fading and standing strong well into your 80s. How I know when I'm 80% full and how you can. Too many people ask me, how do you know when you're 80% full? Isn't that hard to measure? And I always smile, because Hara Hachi. Bu is not about math. It's not a number or a rule to follow with your head, it's something you feel in your body. When I was a child, my grandmother taught me to eat slowly. She would say, chew every bite like it matters. And when we chewed slowly, we had time to listen. Not just to the taste of the food, but to the quiet signal from the stomach that whispered, that's enough. Here's what I've learned over 80 years. Fullness doesn't come all at once. It arrives gently, like a tide coming to shore. But in today's world, especially in places like America, meals are rushed. We eat quickly while watching TV, working, or talking. And by the time we realize we're full, we've already eaten too much. To feel 80% full, the first step is to slow down. I always give myself at least 20 minutes to eat even a simple meal. I chew each bite at least 15 to 20 times. I put my chopsticks down between bites. I don't drink water right after swallowing, just to pause to breathe and enjoy. Some signs that I've reached 80%, I no longer feel hunger, but I still feel light. My belly is not stretched or tight. I can still walk or move comfortably right after eating. I feel satisfied, not sleepy, not stuffed. One trick I use is to serve myself less food than I think I want. Just a little. I tell myself, if I'm still hungry after this, I can always have more. But most of the time, I find I don't need more. The urge to eat again fades as my body catches up. I also avoid distractions. I don't eat in front of a screen. I don't answer the phone or scroll on a device, because the more distracted I am, the more disconnected I become from my body's signals. In Japan, we have a phrase, ichigo ichi-e. It means one time, one meeting. Every meal is unique, and we treat it with full attention. That mindfulness is what makes it possible to notice when we're 80% full. And it's not just about stopping early, it's about honoring the body. When we push past fullness, we're not respecting our limits. We're asking the body to do more than it needs to. After I turned 70, this practice became even more important. My digestion slowed. My sleep became lighter. If I ate too much, I would wake up in the middle of the night feeling heavy and restless. But when I stayed at 80%, I slept deeper. My joints didn't ache. I had more energy the next day. Eating this way is a quiet form of self-care. It doesn't require a special diet or exotic ingredients. Just presence, patience, and a little curiosity. So if you're wondering how to begin, here's what I suggest. Tonight when you sit down to eat, serve yourself just a little less than usual. Turn off the TV. Chew slowly. When you start to feel satisfied, pause. Sit with that feeling. Give yourself 5 minutes. You may be surprised what you thought was not enough turns out to be just right. And with each meal, you'll get better at hearing the whisper, "That's enough." What I eat to feel light, full, and strong. The Okinawan way. People often ask me, if you only eat until you're 80% full, don't you feel hungry later? I smile and say, not if you eat the right foods. In Okinawa, we don't eat to be full, we eat to be nourished. There's a difference. Fullness is temporary. Nourishment lasts. I've found that when I eat certain traditional foods, I stay satisfied for hours without the heaviness. These meals support my muscles, keep my digestion smooth, and give me calm energy throughout the day. In the morning, I usually begin with a warm bowl of barley porridge topped with sesame seeds and finely chopped seaweed. Sometimes I add a soft-boiled egg or a spoonful of natto-fermented soybeans that are rich in protein and probiotics. This simple breakfast fills me but never weighs me down. Lunch is often my biggest meal. I prepare a small bowl of rice, sometimes white, often mixed with grains like millet or quinoa. On the side, I have grilled fish, usually mackerel or salmon, and a variety of vegetables. I steam or lightly sauté carrots, bitter melon, and pumpkin. I always include a small bowl of miso soup with tofu and wakame seaweed. Miso soup is special. Warm and gentle, it awakens the stomach, supports digestion, and provides plant-based protein. It's not just a soup, it's part of our daily medicine. Dinner is lighter. I might eat simmered root vegetables like daikon and burdock with a bit of tofu or egg custard. Some nights I enjoy a small piece of sweet potato or kabocha squash. And always a cup of hot tea, usually roasted barley or jasmine, to help settle the stomach before bed. You might notice that these meals are mostly plants with small portions of fish or soy. They're full of fiber, gentle on the stomach, and rich in antioxidants. But most importantly, they give me long, steady energy. I rarely eat bread, cheese, or red meat, and I avoid processed snacks. Not because I'm afraid of them, but because they don't make me feel good. I've tried American-style meals, burgers, fries, soda. At first, they're delicious, but afterward, I feel bloated, thirsty, and sleepy. My legs feel heavier the next morning. In contrast, after a Japanese meal, I feel ready to move, ready to stretch, walk, garden, or read. My body stays light, but my muscles stay firm. I've also learned that how I eat is just as important as what I eat. I eat from small plates and bowls. I sit on the floor or at a low table. This posture naturally slows me down. I often begin the meal with a quiet moment, just a deep breath and a silent itadakimasu to thank the hands and nature that brought me the food. By eating this way, slowly, mindfully, and with traditional foods, I never need to count calories or measure protein. My body gets what it needs, and my muscles stay strong without strain. So if you're wondering what to eat to support your body after 60, try this. Make one meal this week the Okinawan way. Warm soup, steamed vegetables, a small portion of fish or tofu. Sit down, breathe, chew slowly. See how you feel afterward. You may find that you feel not just full but peaceful, and that peace is the first step to strength. How gentle movement after meals keeps me strong at 82. When I was younger, I used to watch my grandfather walk around the garden after every meal. No matter the season, spring breeze or autumn rain, he would rise, slowly place his hands behind his back, and stroll among the flowers. At the time, I thought it was just a habit, but now I understand it was his way of keeping his body young. In Okinawa, we don't lie down after eating. We move gently and naturally. This simple habit, combined with hara hachi bu, has helped me keep my legs strong and my balance steady into my 80s. After every meal, I take a short walk, sometimes just around the house or down a quiet path near my home. I don't power walk, I don't count steps, I just move with intention. This light activity after meals helps digestion, keeps blood sugar stable, and most importantly prevents the body from storing excess energy as fat. For seniors especially, this is crucial. Because when our metabolism slows, even small overeating can lead to weight gain and over time, muscle loss. Gentle movement tells the body we're still using our muscles, and that message alone helps preserve strength. One of my favorite practices is Radio Taiso, a simple exercise routine broadcast on the radio in Japan since the 1920s. It includes slow arm swings, light squats, stretches, and breathing. The entire sequence takes only 3 minutes, and I do it twice a day, once after breakfast, and again after dinner. You don't need a gym or fancy equipment. You just need space to stretch and breathe. These movements may look simple, but over time they help keep joints flexible and muscles engaged. I also do something we call Shinkokyu, deep breathing. After a meal, I sit on the porch, close my eyes, and take 5 slow breaths. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 2, exhale for 6. This calms the nervous system, lowers stress hormones, and supports digestion. Together, hara hachi bu and gentle movement create a rhythm that the body loves. Eating lightly gives you the freedom to move, and moving after meals helps your food become energy, not excess. In contrast, when I was visiting family in the US, I noticed a different pattern. After dinner, people would sit for hours on the couch watching TV, sometimes even falling asleep with a full stomach. No wonder so many felt tired, bloated, or stiff the next day. But I believe it doesn't have to be this way. You don't need to overhaul your life. Just begin with one small step, take a 5-minute walk after lunch, or stand and stretch your arms slowly after dinner. Let your body know that mealtime is not the end of the day, it's the beginning of movement. Even now at 82, I rarely skip my after-meal stroll. It's not just about health, it's a quiet moment with myself. The garden, the breeze, the sound of birds. They remind me that I am still here, still moving, still strong. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is something simple done every day. When I forgot Hara Hachi Bu, and my body began to weaken. There was a time not too long ago when I stopped following Hara Hachi Bu. I had moved to America to live with my daughter and her family. At first, everything felt exciting, new places, new routines, new foods. But slowly, without realizing it, I slipped into habits that were not mine. Meals were bigger. Everyone ate quickly, and there was always more food snacks in the pantry, dessert after dinner, late-night bites while watching TV. I didn't mean to change. I simply wanted to be polite to join the family to enjoy what was offered. But after a few months, I noticed something was different. My stomach felt heavy more often. I wasn't sleeping well. Then came the deeper signs. My legs felt weak, especially in the morning. I didn't want to walk as far. My balance wobbled when getting out of bed. I thought, maybe this is just old age. But deep down, I knew something had shifted. One day, while visiting the doctor for a regular checkup, he looked at me carefully and said, "You've lost muscle in your legs." He used a word I had never heard before, sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. He explained that it doesn't happen all at once. It begins slowly through little choices each day. Eating too much of the wrong foods, not moving enough, not letting the body rest, repair, and stay lean. That night, I sat quietly in my room and thought about my grandmother. Her gentle voice saying, "Stop when you feel satisfied." I realized I had not been listening to my body. I was eating past fullness. I was sitting more. And my body, so wise, so patient, was showing me the consequences. So I returned to what I knew. I made my own small meals again, simple Japanese dishes served in small bowls. I sat on the floor when I could. I walked slowly after eating. I brought back Hara Hachi Bu into every part of my day. It wasn't easy at first. My body had grown used to large portions, to flavor overload, to eating out of habit. But after 1 week, I already felt lighter. After 1 month, I could walk longer. My knees didn't ache. My sleep returned. And the best part, I felt in control again. Not of everything, I can't stop time, but I could support my body instead of overwhelming it. My doctor was surprised during the next visit. "You've gained strength," he said. "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. That's the thing about muscle, it responds to kindness, to regular care. It doesn't ask for more than you can give. Just consistency, balance, and a little attention." I learned a hard lesson, but one I'm grateful for. Sometimes we need to lose something to remember what we truly value. And for me, the return to Hara Hachi Bu wasn't just about eating less. It was about honoring the body that carries me gently through the final chapters of life. Hara Hachi Bu is a way of life, not just a way of eating. Hara Hachi. Bu taught me when to stop eating, but over time it taught me more. It taught me when to pause, when to breathe, when to say, "This is enough." In my home, I keep only what I need. A few dishes, a few clothes, and space to move, to stretch, to think. In conversation, I try not to speak too much. I leave room for silence, for others, and for peace. This idea of just enough creates calm, not only in the body, but in the heart. I've seen many people chase more food, more things, more comfort, and still feel empty. But when I live with balance, I feel full in the right way. Light but steady, simple but whole. To me, Hara Hachi Bu is not a diet, it's a rhythm, a quiet promise to care for myself gently. Even now in my 80s, I return to this habit each day, not just at meals, but in how I walk, how I rest, how I live. It reminds me enough is a gift. And living with enough is how we stay strong on the inside and out. If there's one thing I've learned in my 8 decades, it's this. Aging doesn't have to mean growing weaker. It can mean growing wiser, lighter, more in tune with the rhythm of life. Hara Hachibu has helped me walk longer, sleep deeper, and stay steady on my feet. But more than that, it's given me peace. And peace, my friend, is worth more than any medicine. If you try just one thing from this video, let it be this: listen to your body. Stop before you're full. Walk after you eat. Choose foods that feel gentle, not heavy. You don't need to do it perfectly. You just need to begin. And if you ever feel like you've gone off track, come back. Your body will welcome you every time. Thank you for spending this time with me. Health information on YouTube may not apply to everyone and is not medical advice. If you're concerned about your health, please speak with your doctor or health provider. In case of emergency, contact your local emergency services immediately. Until next time, be well, be kind to yourself, and remember, 80% is enough.